Put the cover down.
What?
Yes?
One. Yogi, you've got some splaining to do.
Yeah?
There are one, two. What is that? This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Yes. Yes, there are. There are. You got me. You got me. Okay. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I've got my Barry White voice on. I'm recovering from COVID, but I'm all better now. Yogi Mama's all better now, and we're back in action here at Yogi's Garage, and we have a new project. We have a new project car, and I've been hinting. If you're a member of my Instagram feed, then you know that I've been kind of hinting and showing pictures there. So if you're not, be sure to check out Yogi's Garage TX on Instagram so you can see firsthand what's going on in the garage. So, what is this? Don't you want to know, Yogi Mama?
Yeah.
Any guesses? Can you just look at it and tell me what you think the shape?
That looks like a Porsche to me.
Maybe?
I mean, if you threw that on top of this, it would be
Okay.
pretty close.
All right. So, CK. What does CK mean, right? I'm a huge Superman fan. Always have been, grew up, he was my idol. And CK, of course, is his secret identity of Clark Kent. So, the story is this. If Clark Kent was to ever own a car, it would be a Porsche 911, first of all, and it would be this color. You ready? Here we are. Holy shit, that's a long. That is a big truck.
It's huge.
So they had to move this beautiful AMG. You see a number on that? You see a badge?
I can't.
Hard to take care of. Hey, and welcome to Yogi's Garage. We are on location here right outside of Brenham in a small town called Chapel Hill. And I thought it would be a perfect place to show off our new project. No, it's not this one. You guys who follow me on Yogi's Garage know what this is. This is a 2002 bored out to a 4-liter 911 that I built from the ground up with forged components. Well, that's not why we're here. We're here for a special reason. So without further ado, introducing my new project car. Dun, 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 dun. 2005 Porsche 911 Turbo S. Yes, another cabriolet, but look at this thing. This thing is in pristine condition. Now you might be asking yourself, Yogi, if it's in pristine condition, why is it on your channel? Well, this car is very special. And today I'm going to talk to you about how special it is and why it's so special. Well, let's start with the engine. This is a 3.6 liter Metzger engine, so it is not the same engine that's in Pepper over there, which is now a 4 liter. This is a Metzger engine. It doesn't suffer from the same IMS issue that plagued that model year. So like the badge says on the back of this car, this is not a turbo, this is the Turbo S. And usually what Porsche does with the branding and the badging is Turbo S is usually the ultimate version of that car, and then they move on to a new model year. So, or a new model body type. So this is an S, and what that basically means is all of the options that you had to buy on the turbo model are included as standard options here. One of the big things is the upgraded turbos inside of here. These are the X50 turbos, which was, I believe, a $12,000 to $15,000 upgrade when this car was brand new. So there's something else that makes this car unique. Not only does it have the S branding on there, which again includes the X50, but the gentleman who owned this car prior to me put a Cobb tune on this thing. And not only a Cobb tune, a stage 3 Cobb tune. He also went above and beyond and had all of the coolant tubes pinned. I wasn't aware of the coolant issue until I did my own research and realized that's a great thing to do. So there's a lot of things going on under the hood, and I can't wait to show you. Stock HP on this car when it came out of Stuttgart was 450 horsepower. With a stage 3 Cobb tune, your guess is as good as mine, but I can promise you this, it's more than 450 horsepower. Check out some of this footage of me ripping down this back road here. All right, let's talk about the suspension. Notice that this thing is really low to the ground. So much so that once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna take it home and I'm gonna raise the suspension and soften it up. It's way too tight, especially for roads here in Houston and the surrounding areas. It's just not a comfortable ride. Well, what I wanted to show you is something else that's standard on the Turbo S. Take a look at the brakes. These are Porsche ceramic composite brakes that is a $15,000 part if you have to replace them. So this makes me really nervous driving with these brakes because they're so darn expensive. So I may actually be taking these off and putting them off to the side. So speaking of suspension, he had the entire suspension replaced with GT2 suspension parts. So that's why I lost some of my fillings when we were driving here, because it was so bumpy. So like I said, it has Onlin coilovers, and again, I'm going to show you all of this. And since they're coilovers, I'm going to be able to adjust the tension on them and reduce some of the, or increase some of the range in the spring because it's way too tight. So the previous owner's name is Phil, and he took the time to write a really awesome essay on this car, and he called it the Porsche 996 Turbo S Sans Pariel Edition. And the sans pariel part means without equal. And when you look at, and I'm going to put the build sheet, just some highlight build points on the screen so you can see what kind of items he put into this car. I'm estimating around $50,000 of upgrades, including the sound system. So this car is very special, and I'm going to really enjoy taking it apart and rebuilding the engine. Right, Yogi Mama?
Uh-huh, you know it.
that we're not rebuilding the engine here. So the essay really goes into why he did what he did and then why he ended up having to sell it. And it's really an interesting story because I believe that he thought this was going to be the car that he gets buried in, and he ended up falling in love with a beautiful young Spaniard woman and buying a house on a mountain somewhere in Spain, and the roads just can't handle the suspension. So he had to give it up. And Yogi Mama and I got really lucky. We found this car on Craigslist of all places. And honestly, this is a barn find, if you ask me, of the highest level is what this is.
And recording okay.
There's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce the name of the custom steering wheel, but take a look at this thing. At first I was a little nervous about this type of style. You know, doing custom of anything, it's all on personal taste. But honestly, this is really a nice steering wheel, and it's the perfect diameter. It's smaller. He even opted for the customized airbag as well, made of Alcantara. And this is a 340 millimeter steering wheel as opposed to the OEM steering wheel, which is this diameter right here. It looks like I was pointing at my weenie. All right, so as you can tell, I have a lot to show you guys, and I have a long time to show you this information. So I'm not gonna show you all of it at one time, but we're gonna go over a lot of things. And one of the first things that I need to do is flush the fluids on this car and have the oil analyzed to make sure that there's nothing weird going on inside of that engine. And after that, I'm gonna take the wheels off and we're gonna look at the suspension. And then I gotta teach myself how to do coilover tuning because I have no idea what that's all about. So this is a major milestone for Yogi's Garage. As I mentioned in my previous video, I think the plan is to go into a full 996 restoration mode on my channel. Since I'm gonna get into rescuing 996s, I needed to have a baseline model that I could compare all other models to. It doesn't have to be a cabriolet. I just got unlucky by getting another cabriolet model, but I'm looking at coupes as well. So that's what's next for Yogi's Garage. We've got a lot going on. I still have Project Pepper over here that I still have a few more things to do. So I'm not gonna forget about her. And then how are they all gonna tie together, right? Well, as you know, as I said, this car has a 4-liter Ellen Engineering built by me engine in it. And when I take the cats off after I get it inspected, we're gonna race these two cars. We're gonna do 0 to 60. We're gonna do autocross, and then I'm gonna get them on the dyno and we're gonna see what these cars are putting down. A lot of fun stuff going on here at Yogi's Garage. I can't wait to share it with you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Yogi's Garage.